Hi everyone, we are back for Paroles de Métalleux, www.paroledemétalleux.com. And this evening I'm proud to present you Sasha Giller from Tragedy in Hope. How are you, Sasha? Are you here?
Hello, Osmov. I'm great. Yes, I'm here. Thank you for inviting me here.
It's really cool that you are with me. Because I discovered you last week, in fact. And if I remember well, I sent you an email Monday, and we are Wednesday, and we are talking together. It's wonderful.
Yeah, that goes really fast nowadays.
Are you ready for some question now?
Yeah, sure. Ask me whatever you want to.
How old are you, Sasha?
For now, I'm 25 years old.
Okay, so you're pretty young and you are playing a lot of instruments. That's true?
Well, not so many, just guitars and a little bit of piano. But my piano skills are just really basics. I most of all I play guitars and some vocals.
So what is your music background?
Oh, well, where should I start? Well,
from the beginning, no?
Oh, well, I started playing guitar when I was, I guess I was 13 years old when I got my first guitar, and then I just practiced a lot. I was playing some songs, like I started with Metallica, and then it was getting more heavier and heavier. So as a result, I ended up with playing black metal. Right now, it's been 12 years already. Yeah.
How do you find your interest in black metal? Generally, we listen heavy, Metallica, and not black metal.
Well, yeah, as I said, it was getting heavier and heavier after Metallica. I was introduced to some Bullet for My Valentine, and then just to As I Dying, and then some friend of mine introduced me to Immortal, Gorgoroth, and I really dug this stuff. It was something new for me, something unexplored. It was dark and heavy, and I really liked it. So, and then I just found out such bands as Dimmu Borgir, Cradle of Filth, and after some time, Carl Congren. Yeah, and I really like them. So yeah, that's how
This is generally the story of all black metalhead, in fact.
Yeah, it's really basic actually. Nothing fascinating.
What is the story behind Tragedy in Hope, and why a band alone?
Well, after some time, I just understood that I can write my own music and I can just start a band. But you see, I didn't really know many people back then when I started Tragedy in Hope. I was alone. And I could play guitar. I played in some bands before. These weren't big bands; they just cover bands which covered some Children of Boredom, In Flames, and we were just playing and jamming together. But after some time, I parted with them. I quit. And started Tragedy in Hope. Why am I alone? That is simply because I can do almost everything myself. So I can record guitars, I can do vocals, I can program some synthesizers. The only one thing I can do is playing drums. So I work with a drummer in this field. Yeah, that's how it is.
You are a composer of your music, songwriting. Yeah, and what about your album covers, because when we saw your first demo and the drawing, in fact, and it's pretty cool. It's not. Are you the author of this art?
No. You see, this art made a friend of mine, Masha. We both studied in the same university, in the same group, and I saw her drawings on the Instagram account, and I just one day came up to her and said, "Hey Masha, would you like to draw something for me?" And she was like, "Yeah, okay, I can." So that's how we came up to this art. I just told some ideas. I told some ideas for The Last Delight and The Celebration of Despair and Woe, some really rough stuff, and Masha just drew them, everything herself. I didn't say how exactly should it be. She did it herself. And as for The Celebration of Despair and Woe cover, actually it was really metamodernistic stuff to do. I don't know if many people got it. I don't think so, but it was just something funny and sad to do in the same time. You know what I mean? Do you know what I mean?
Yes, I know what you mean. It's like a universe of Tim Burton. It's something like that.
Yeah, something like that. And she did everything with a pencil. I really have this art at my home. It was drawn on a paper, and then we just scanned it and made it digital. So yeah, the first 3 covers actually handmade work.
Tragedy in hope seems a naming paradox. I mean, tragedy, hope, normally it's not together. What is the signification? What is the purpose of that?
Yeah, that's pretty much the meaning of it, to make a paradox. Like it's truly impossible. Like tragedy in hope, that just doesn't make sense, and at the same time it makes a lot of sense. Like you can hope like for something forever, but never get to the point of your hope. In the same time, a person just can't live without hope. If a person lives without hope, it hardly can be called alive. Why tragedy in hope then? You see, at some point I just got very tired of all this postmodernic culture stuff, where everything just not laughable, but every person just trying to make a joke out of everything without any meaning behind it. I mean, there is like serious, sincere stuff in this world. Jokes aren't a bad thing, but they can live together with sincerity. So, tragedy in hope is a name of a protest against this postmodernic stuff. What I call postmodernic stuff. I call it modern mainstream culture. All modern mainstream culture is about postmodern right now. You see, they just take ideas from the past and just remake them again and again. We can see a lot of movies, a lot of games, even books. People in the past, they were trying to reach some point of development. They just trying to go forward and forward. At some point, they understood. They just stuck. They just stuck in it, and like past generations, like millennials and so on, started to make a joke out of everything.
I woke up one morning in cousins up in my eyes. But for some reason my sight wasn't gone. Something was weird about that place where second I thought I was dead. Mesmerized, I ran to the mirror, and it was my biggest mistake. After all, it doesn't matter at all, 'cause we think it was inevitable. But the rainbow comes only after you storm, shining new sparks of new hope. If you walk through big walls, you can start and lose control. If there is noise in your talk, being silent will help at all. If you raise your shaky hands, don't be surprised to be sorry self. You will hear voices behind your spine. Use that
suffer of sleep paralysis?
The whole album was made out of my experience of sleep paralysis. There was time in my life when I just every morning, like maybe not every morning, but every 3-4 days I suffer from sleep paralysis, and I just got so used to it that I just decided, well, why not make an album out of it? So yeah, I suffered from sleep paralysis for some time in the past.
Sometimes in metal, sleep paralysis is also linked to abduction with UFOs. You are far away from that?
UFOs. That's actually funny. Well, not really. I don't believe in UFOs, religion and stuff. I think everything that we see in sleep paralysis is just our mind projections, our experience, and some things which were around us recently, and we just see them in other forms in our sleep. Yeah, actually, the whole album is a metaphor. You know. Yeah. It's a metaphor on the last probably 3 or 2 years where I was really depressed. Like really, there was no future. I had no money. I still don't have like a lot of money, but it's much better now. And so I thought I can describe my struggle about how I quit. I was trying to quit this depression state through sleep paralysis. So the main character just sleep paralyzed and goes through all these nightmares through the songs, like the celebration of the Sparrow for the first side. Probably doesn't make sense in the whole album because it doesn't fit the concept, but the celebration of despair and woo was a pretty huge song for my time when I was writing it. So it can be called one of the nightmares when I was writing it. So in the final song, Sleep Paralysis, the main character, it appears to be that the main character was a monster of sleep paralysis all this time, the whole album, and there's kind of monologue between, the dialogue between the main character who slept all this time and between a monster of sleep paralysis, his mind projection. So, and they say like, this monster of sleep paralysis is saying like, if you take me as I am, then I will go with you to the very end, not arguing but hand in hand. Which means if you take yourself as you are, you can do whatever you want. You can reach whatever you can. Like yeah, and in the last lines there was like there's a big hint that it's not about sleep paralysis. The main character saying, I couldn't reach my hand. I couldn't take his hand. I couldn't run away. I was there alone. So it means that it isn't about sleep paralysis at all. It's about how I quit depression, depressed state. That was all about it in sleep paralysis cover. Yeah.
I like this cover. We saw a man falling. We don't know where he is falling, in fact, but he's falling in gray. There is no color. It's like between a nightmare and reality.
Yeah, sure. That artwork was made by Alexander Moros, another friend of mine. It was actually his idea to do so. Just a man falling down on the bed and some hands trying to reach him. Actually, there is a city under the main character, and this is Saint Petersburg. It's actually a street of Saint Petersburg. Alexander Moroz tried to just draw them, just to mention that this album was made here. Yeah.
Is it a depressive city, Saint Petersburg?
Well, I mean, it depends. It depends. It depends on where you go, where you walk. Like, what do you feel? For now, it's okay. It's a good city. Yeah.
I saw something really interesting on your Facebook. A quotation. If the culture of new sincerity sounds like black metal, it would sound like tragedy in hope. Yeah, explain me.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, a lot of people ask me, well, "What is this? Are you mad? What are you writing?" Well, the explanation is quite simple. Did you mention that Tragedy in Hope doesn't really sound like black metal? It's more like black metalish sound. Did you mention it?
No, I will explain. I listen a lot of black metal, and when I listen Tragedy in Hope, in fact, it sounds refreshing to be in the movement of Cradle of Filth. You are young, it sounds young, but it sounds very truth and very powerful, like comes from your stomach, in fact. You see, it's generally we listen black metal from raw black metal, and another band make more devil black metal. I'm satanic, exactly. But you are near Cradle of Filth, and it's really refreshing to listen music near Cradle of Filth. So it's fucking good that you find your style near like that. I don't know if it is your question, but yes, I feel like that for Tragedy in Hope.
Yeah, kind of. It kind of was my question. So, Tragedy in Hope is more like a black metalish band project. It isn't like the true black metal, like in Norwegian black metal, not the post black metal stuff, which lots of guys are making like right now. So, what did I want to say with a culture of new sincerity? You see, as I said, Tragedy in Hope is quite a paradoxical name for a band. So, the whole metamodernistic idea of Tragedy in Hope is feed this phrase. If the culture of new sincerity was black metal, it was Tragedy in Hope. I don't sing about like this satanic shit. I don't sing about fairy tales, about some, I don't know, just fairy tales. I speak about things which are around me, which I feel inside me. So, and I try to do it as sincere as possible, but in the cover of black metal.
Yes, I saw deeply in me what you say, but your production it's very black metalish. You scream a lot with raw voice. But you take a lot of intonation, a lot of search with your vocals. In fact, it's pretty interesting. Yes, it's really refreshing to discover a band like that. So thank you. You save a few of my day with your album. It's cool, guy.
You're always welcome. Thank you very much. I'm glad you liked it.
Yeah. And I listen a lot of albums. Generally, I listen one album and throw away because it's not interesting. But that's the problem for me in black metal. I listen a lot of black death metal, and there is maybe a 10 or 20% very interesting for me. Paroles de métalleux. www.paroledesmétalleux.com. Talk to us the future of tragedy in hope, because if you actually in a black metalish side, what is the future? Do you wanna take more orchestrate way? What do you think?
Yeah, I see your question here. So, as for the future sound, I think there will be like less this orchestral stuff. You see, all this orchestric sound which you heard in the album, like it was in the winter wedding ceremony or the celebration of the Spirit. Well, these songs are actually pretty old. I wrote them like 4 or 5 years ago. Yeah, and after this time, my taste has changed drastically. I'm writing something right now, and it will be. I think it will be a more guitar sound, but still it will sound like Tragedy in Hope. There will be some orchestral, more synthesizing stuff here and there, but not like on this album. Yeah.
My preferred part, it's the cover of album, yeah. So you have the right to say it's shit, it's a pretty cool album, or no, it's not for me. But if you can talk about everything about this album or some reminds, what you want, okay?
Okay.
I show this album to another band, Nordigast, recently. What do you think of that?
Well,
so what's that?
That is Nightwish.
Yes, Wishmaster, and it's my Wishmaster signed by the singer Tarja. Yeah, I have the sign of Tarja.
Looks great. That's a great album. I don't really dig Nightwish, but they're great. I think they're great. And Wishmaster, like one of the best their albums I've heard so far. Well, maybe like newer fans can argue with me, but I'm not like a true fan of Nightwish, so Wishmaster is my choice.
We'll go on with the another cover I send you. Yeah, with the principle of evil made flesh from Cradle of Filth. What do you think?
About the album or about the cover?
About the both.
Well, the cover is really 19s. Like it's very vampiric. Well, I think it was quite edgy back in that time, and it seems like they really keep their heritage with their newer covers. Well, yeah, that was a great cover, I guess, back in 1994. As for the music, well, I guess it's like the principal right to the median. Yeah, that's my favorite era of Cradle. Yeah, and the Principles is a great album. Yeah.
With Median, you said it's a later Median.
Yeah, it's 2000s album, but I still dig it. It's a great album. Actually, I dig Pornography as well, but I don't really like their 2003 album and Nymphetamine. They don't feel. I don't feel them. I don't feel the vibe. I don't get it. So
I was very surprised because their two last albums, Cryptoriana, if I remember well, and the other I don't remind, were fucking good. Yeah,
they were great.
I agree with you. Pornography, yeah, it's an album. But the last two one, yeah, you must listen it.
Yeah, I listen to it.
Believe me.
Yeah, I listen to it. Yeah, they are great, and they're great beyond words.
Last one cover, yeah, it's from St. Petersburg too. And I listened this afternoon and I say, what the fuck? So I send a mail to Tardigrade Inferno. I wanna talk with them now. So what do you think?
Yeah, they're great. Actually, I'm a huge fan of them. It's a local band. It's from St. Petersburg, and they're playing this dark cabaret stuff. Well, and Actually, I'm their like old fan. They had a band before Tardigrade Inferno, which goes like Caesars or the Zodiac in English. And when I discovered that they continued with Tardigrade Inferno, I was completely blown away. I really hope they will get bigger eventually and like will be this big artist. Well, yeah, they're great.
Do you wanna play with Tardigrade Inferno?
I think we're playing in two different styles, so we just they are great, but our styles just don't fit together. It just seems to me right now. Well, maybe in future it will change, but for now it just it just this way.
Okay, and we will finish with a very old album. I'm sorry, I'm from 80s guys. So
What is it?
what is it? Yeah.
I see it for the first time in my life. I've never seen it before.
Really? Ah, bah alors, so I will say you. It's Queen. Queen with Freddie
Oh,
Mercury.
is it Queen? How?
Yes, it's
well,
the
damn me.
news of the world. Yeah, but the cover is a robot with blood on his hand and some corpse.
Well, Queen is also great. I like Queen. I like some of them of their stuff, like Bohemian Rhapsody or like We're the Champions and so on. No, they're great. I like them.
So, do you have something to add, Sasha?
Stay metal and give it a try to my new album. It came out recently, just a few days ago. So thank you for inviting me and stay tuned.
Yes, thank you. I'm very glad to meet you this evening. See you, Sasha. Bye.
See you. Bye.